Hey, this is Matthew again. Just here to just have a little talk, a little conversation about the subject of evolution. Um, it's a very prominent discussion in today's society. How life began, where life came from, how we got life, et cetera, et cetera. Uh, the meaning of life, I guess, is a deeper discussion in that same realm. I'm calling this the magic of evolution because so often I hear people that believe in evolution, people that are atheists, agnostics, skeptics, Darwinists, evolutionists, humanists, whatever they might be. They're always talking about how Christians and other people who believe in God believe in a magic being who just magically created the entire universe with his mind or whatever. And they talk about how we don't have any idea what is scientific or anything like that. And I'm not going to get into science and everything, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about the magic of evolution. So as I see it, as I understand it, what people believe is that at some point in the past, billions and trillions of years ago, or whatever it was, there was this big ball of raw matter, and something caused that ball of raw matter to explode. It was a humongous explosion, the biggest explosion that's uh, ever been in the history of the universe. And it's probably trillions and trillions and trillions of times bigger and more powerful than the most powerful nuclear bomb we have, like the Tsar Bomba or whatever it was. And so this huge explosion happens, and it begins to everything, all this matter begins to expand, and as it expands, natural things occur. Uh, Little pieces begin to orbit, begin to swirl and orbit around other things. You got your planets orbiting around stars and suns and whatnot. And little by little, over millions and millions of years, you have this chaos that becomes order, and then becomes life, and eventually you have human beings walking around with briefcases and cell phones and everything. And it took millions and billions of years for this to happen. I don't think there's any consensus on exactly how long it took. Some people say 4 billion, some people say 8 billion, 20 billion, several million, whatever, 60 million years, whatever it was. But there's always this idea behind everything that it just naturally, quote unquote, naturally occurred. Um, just allow me to point out some of the logical fallacies of this. First, there's never an instant in science that anyone can ever point to that shows that chaos can give birth to order. You can't give birth. You can't give birth to order from chaos. In other words, if you take things and just randomly threw them out into the universe, right into the world, you can't get order from that. There's no, as far as I know, there's no examples in science, uh, any scientific experiment or anything that would show that chaos can give birth to order. Order when order is disrupted, it can become chaotic, but chaos can never become order by itself. There's no natural um, no natural mechanism in place that would allow chaos to become order. It just doesn't work. Now, some people might point to things like oil. If you put oil inside water, it forms a kind of a ball, and so it starts out as chaos and becomes order. But that's not really that's a simple thing, and it's caused by gravity, and it's caused by uh, the difference between water and oil. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I just know but that's a very simple um, example of a kind of order that comes from a kind of chaos. But when you're talking about order, order and complexity coming from chaos, then you've cut that possibility in half again. So you take order coming from chaos, and then you add complexity, and then you add harmony between all these other organisms and systems and everything, and then purpose, if you throw purpose in there, you have it's very plain to anyone with a logical mind that what we have in the world and in the universe could not have come from a big bang. It could not have just happened. It's so really honestly the people who believe in magic, if you think about it logically, the people who believe in a magic creation are not the Christians, because the Christians don't believe in a magic creation. The Christians believe in a almighty being with an immense intelligence who made everything, and causes everything to be in order, causes everything to work, all systems and beings and different things to work in concert with each other. Um, that's not magic at all. That's actually intent. That's actually intentful and purposeful, and it's intelligent. Um, Evolution has no intelligence in it whatsoever. Yet they expect us, the people that believe in evolution, expect us to believe that intelligence, vast intelligence, even the human brain, which is more powerful and more can hold more information than the most incredibly powerful computer that man has ever created. We're supposed to believe in speech and all these different things, the complexity of the eyes and the nervous system, the way the heart pumps blood and the blood brings oxygen to the body and the whole thing. We're supposed to believe that all that just happened accidentally over billions and billions of years of trial and error. Yet there's absolutely no proof in the fossil record of this. There's no proof in there's nothing that you can point to scientifically today and show that that's occurring. It's a complete fantasy. So when next time an evolutionist tells you, as a believer, as a Christian, or as a person who believes in God, that you believe in a fantasy, that you believe in a magical being, the great spaghetti monster or whatever it is, you tell them that it's the other way around. They're the ones that believe in the fantasy. They're the ones who are teaching fantasy, because they're saying that order, complexity, purpose, harmony, intent, all these things can somehow exist in perfect concert without anything behind it other than chaos and accident and randomness. And it's an absolute moral fallacy. It's an absolute scientific fallacy. It's an absolute logical fallacy. There's absolutely no way what they say happened could have occurred without God. All right, thank you.